Now we shall see about the symbolism of the various objects which are used in puja. The offerings that are mainly made to the deity are prayers and chants, dhyanam, ceremonial welcome, avahanam, a seat, asanam, cleansing water, arghyam, drinking water, achamaniyam, sweet drink, madhuparkam, bath, snanam, cloths, vastram, sacred thread, upavitam, sandal paste, gandham, sacred grains, akshata, flowers, pushpam, and songs, kirtanam. Collectively, they represent the objects of the five senses. In other words, in the performance of a puja, we engage all the five senses in addition to the mind and the body. The offerings are meant to declare one's allegiance to God and establish a direct relationship with Him on a personal level. We shall now see the symbolic significance of a few important offerings which are made during a puja ceremony. Ahvanam, the invitation. The invitation marks the beginning of a puja. It represents the formality and the dutifulness with which the ritual needs to be conducted by the host. The puja is not a mere mechanical ritual. It is like a sacrament, samskara, which demands sincerity, discipline, and respect. In puja, you do not merely worship the gods in the heavens with prayers. It is not a remote exercise. Instead, the worshipper invites the deity to his house, treats him like a honorable divine guest, offers him a seat, and directly worships him as if he is seated in front of him. This is a unique approach which is not found in any other religion. The worshipper. The traditional host of the sacrifice or the yajamana in the Vedic ritual becomes the worshipper or bhakta in the ceremonial puja. During the worship, he not only establishes a close connection with God but also represents God in the sacrifice of life as the upholder of dharma, performing the triple functions of creation, preservation, and destruction. He prepares the ritual place and creates the form of God with his mind and body. As the preserver, he makes offering to him for the welfare of himself, his family, and the world. As the destroyer, he concludes the worship by withdrawing the deity from the image. The image or vigraha. The puja is not a mere idol worship. The images which are worshipped in it are considered living incarnations of the deity. They are treated as if the deity has descended and established himself in it. The ceremony therefore demands purity and sincerity of the worshipper. The image helps the worshipper concentrate his mind during the worship and feel close proximity to the deity. The Purna Kumbha or the sacred vessel. It is generally placed as the chief deity or by the side of the chief deity before starting the puja. Symbolically, it stands for Mother Goddess in general. It consists of an earthen or a metal pot with either water or rice in it, with leaves on its rim, with a bowl of rice, flowers, a coconut adorning its top. The pot represents the Mother Earth. The flowers represent the ornamentation. The rice in the bowl represents either the material wealth or the powers of the goddess of both. And the coconut represents the divine consciousness. Arghyam, Patyam, and Achamaniyam. During the puja ceremony, Water is used as a drink, achamaniyam, and cleansing agent for cleaning the ritual place, the image, and oneself. Water represents the purifying agent, the remover of physical and spiritual impurities. It also symbolizes life, consciousness, the blood, and the water element in our bodies. By offering it to God, we unburden ourselves from sinful thoughts and actions. Gandham, sandal paste, or fragrant substances. They are applied to the deity during the worship. Symbolically, Gandha represents desires, attachments, likes and dislikes, latent impressions, properties, qualities, pride and arrogance. By offering them to God, we purify ourselves and stay free from their influences. Pushpam. Flowers have fragrance, color, beauty, and tenderness. They symbolize selflessness, self sacrifice, detachment, surrender, faith, and positive emotions. By offering them to God, a devotee declares the purity and sincerity of his devotion and the tenderness of his feelings and earns his reciprocal love. Phalam. The fruits which are offered in worship represent the sweetness of the soul or the devotion of the devotee. By offering them to God, one earns the right to experience the blissful state of liberation. Phalam also means result, consequence, or whatever that ripens or is accomplished. By offering the fruit to God, we symbolically offer Him the fruit of our actions and achievements. Dhupam. The incense is offered to God as part of the offerings. It is meant to cleanse the air and drive away evil spirits. The smoke which arises from the incense represents our clouded consciousness, delusion, and ignorance. We are subject to these impurities in the mortal world, which cloud our perception and consciousness and prevents us from achieving liberation or knowing the truth. By symbolically offering them to the God, we cleanse our minds and bodies and cultivate discerning wisdom. Deepam. Our world is a world of light and darkness. Our minds and bodies are susceptible to evil influences, darkness, and delusion. The light which is offered to the deity in the puja symbolically represents knowledge and divinity. By offering light to God, we pray to Him to endow us with these divine qualities and save us from the darkness of the mortal world. We request Him to show us the light and lead us in the right direction. Naivedyam. The food which we offer to the deity stands for the elements and the gross body, which is made of food only. We offer food to God as a sacrifice because we believe that all the food in the world belongs to God and is created by Him. By offering Him food in puja, we earn His protection from the impurities of death, decay, ignorance, and delusion. Food also represents materiality and worldly possessions which we have to renounce to achieve liberation. Prasada. During the puja ceremony, the remnants of the food which have been offered to God is called as prasada. The belief is that when we offer the food to God, it becomes infused with the light and purity of God and therefore becomes sacred. By eating it, we become purified and suffused with His light and power. Symbolically, it represents the graciousness, kindness, and serenity of God. The puja ceremony of Hinduism is a ceremonial declaration of love, devotion, and allegiance to God. It is an opportunity to establish direct communication with the deity, in which both the mind and body wholly participate. It is also an act of offering, sacrifice, and charity. By practicing it regularly, one cultivates discipline, concentration, devotion, purity, and equanimity. It is the simplest and straightforward way to earn the grace of God and achieve liberation. Namaste.